Poisonrana.
Hello. Davie Portman here from Poisonrana.ca. I am here at the Opera House in Toronto. Tonight it's going to be GCW Worst Behaviour, and I am here with Gringo Loco, who's going to be facing Jack Cartwheel later tonight. Gringo, pleasure chatting to you again. How are you doing?
Of course, man, my pleasure. Thank you for having me, man. Super excited about tonight. Sold out Toronto in the Opera House. This is where I made my debut in Canada, and I became an international champion in this building. So excited for this evening.
That's right. Do you have any part of GCW being booked here? Because I know when we chatted before, you said how much you love this very venue.
I wish I could say I did, because that would be a hell of a badge of honor, but not this time.
Fair enough. Very honest there. So you're facing Jack Cartwheel tonight. This is the first time GCW has come to Toronto. What does that mean to you exactly? You've obviously been here for Demand Lucha quite a lot, and I would say Toronto's become one of your second homes almost. We've all adopted you as fans as kind of one of our own. What does it mean to bring GCW, which obviously has a much bigger name attached to it?
The city? It's almost like inviting your family to your second home. It's like, look what I've created over here. I mean, the fans are super responsive. GCW it's right up their alley. You know, all we need is crazy, raucous, out of their minds fans, and I already know that exists here. So the fact that the two dots connected organically and the stars aligned, here we are, GCW.
I'm super looking forward to it. And obviously we're on the road to WrestleMania as well, and last year you put on the World on Lucha show, and I'm not just saying this because you're sat next to me, but that was one of the best indie shows last year. There's so much going on. These WrestleMania weekends are more like music festivals now, and that was definitely a highlight for a lot of people. What kind of pressure are you under to kind of top what you put on from last year?
I just think it's a ton of pressure. We had so much positive feedback from this first show, very successful number-wise, and I think that it is difficult in the aspect of we only have so many spots that we can give out, and there's so much talent that's ready for the opportunity that I'm ready to give these guys. To top last year is hard. I mean, we had huge names, Psycho Clown, Wagner, all like Flamita, and all these guys, just incredible athletes. But there's also this other group and batch of younger guys that are coming up that are just unbelievable, that are untapped. So difficult in the sense that there's not enough spots on the show for all these guys. To top last year, I mean, we can only hope for the best, right? I mean, we have, Ego the Vikingo and Laredo Kid. I don't know if you've ever seen them work together.
Yes.
It's always 5 stars. The rematch, Psycho Clown versus Gringo Loco. I'm sure you've seen the first one. If you haven't, there's a lot of bloodshed and there's a lot of violence. Finally get my rematch at the Collective. We got Dulce Tormenta and Sexy Star. Well, I don't know if you've seen her work. This woman is vicious, dude. Dulce Tormenta is nobody to be shy about either, man. So we're just trying to be as authentic Lucha Libre as possible. I think that's what set us aside last year, that it was just different from every other show. It's over the top, it's Lucha Libre, it's acrobatics, and it's done pretty perfectly.
Absolutely. So what is it, you pointed out that there's only limited spots and you want to showcase as much as possible. What kind of factors are you looking for when you're selecting people to come on a show with, obviously, your name being attached to?
I'm looking for pure Lucha Libre, like guys that have been around a long time. I like the vets. I like guys that know what they're getting into. I know, just within my 20 years of being in the Lucha Libre business, I know what pairings would go really well together. So that's really why Brett is kind of making me the liaison, per se, for the luchador corner of GCW, because he's seen every time he's given me the power of the pen to put these 6-mans together, or the scramble, whatever it is, it always comes out to be magical and hot fire. So, for him to give me that trust really is a lot for me, and I want to continue to put on bangers for everybody around the world.
Something I'm always curious about is watching these lucha matches is a lot of the talent, English isn't the first language. And some of the spots we're seeing, especially from guys like you mentioned, like Elio Del Vikingo and Laredo Kid, like some of this stuff is like unimaginable. How do you go about that, especially with maybe a short window of time to put a match together? How do you cross that language barrier while doing these incredible...
Well, I'm fluent in Spanish. I don't know if you knew that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I lived down there for 4 years, so I've got all the slang, I got all the proper Spanish if I need to pull that out for somebody, you know, like for a legend or whatever. But you know, Lucha Libre is its own language as well. So even if you do have a tough, you know, we run into a couple issues with La Estrella from Dragon Gate. There's no English and there's no Spanish, it's only Japanese.
Right.
But with Lucha Libre being its own language, you can kind of morph it and it'll understand you, you know. So there's a way around that. But what I do know is, you were asking like how do we get past like obstacles? I know going into matches that, especially with Vikingo and Laredo and all them guys, I go into it thinking, how far are they going to want to push the envelope tonight? Because I know they're out of their minds, and I'm out of my mind too. But it's just like combining two universes of how crazy do you want to get tonight? And it's the best feeling, man, because when you get in there with maniacs like that, and then it goes off well without anybody getting hurt, that's magic, dude. The fans appreciate it every night. I mean, they're just raining money. Not to gloat, but like they're raining money. They just can't believe what we just did. And there's so much more, dude. There's so much more.
I can't wait for this show tonight. I can't wait for the WrestleMania weekend. You are facing Jack Cartwheel tonight. I did see your tweet. You said there will be no cartwheels tonight. How do you plan on stopping Jack doing the cartwheels?
Well, I mean, I'm a big, strong nail. But I mean, that's the only thing that I have to my advantage. This kid is so hungry. He's so on fire, so talented, so athletic. You know, Jack Cartwheel is on his way. He is taking AAA by storm. The fans love him down in Mexico. They love him. Anywhere he goes, he's on fire. So it is going to be a tough opponent tonight. But again, the base god will reign supreme in the city of Toronto, which he always does. I mean, if I lost in the city yet, you think tonight sold out? You think that I'm going to be looking up at the lights? Is that what you think? Ain't happening, man. The guy's too young. I got the experience. It's something you can't make up for that.
We also have our biggest Demand Lucha show ever coming up next month, I believe. Demand Lucha, the Super Lucha? Yes. What can we expect from this? How is this going to top all the other Demand Luchas? Because in my opinion, this is the best promotion in the city. We try and go to as much as we can. Absolutely. We love indie wrestling. We support all indie wrestling. But there's this certain buzz at Demand Lucha shows that it's got that real like punk rock vibe that appeals to like Braden and I as a bit of a more like older audience going along. Maybe very similar to the GCW crowd.
It is very similar. Every single time that I walk out of the arena after performing at Demand Lucha, I have a smile on my face and I'm just completely happy, man. And I can't say that for every promotion that I've worked for in the past, but Demand has been a hit 10 out of 10 every time in terms of the fan response. I cannot get enough of Demand Lucha. You know, he hit me, he just DM'd me up on Twitter and he was like, would you like to come work? They made me champ the first night. And from then, this relationship just grew into a friendship, which grew into like more of a business relationship because I'm going to be helping out in a future adventure with Demand Lucha that'll be announced soon. It's just all positive vibes up here, man. Like, I really do love Toronto, Canada.
Well, there's Forbidden Doors just been announced for Toronto in June, and we very much hope there's some other stuff going on in the city around that time. We very much hope to see you then still defending that Premier Championship.
Yeah, I don't plan on losing that belt anytime soon, man. You're going to have to kill me.
Good stuff. Well, Gringo, thank you very much. All the best tonight. You're going to kill it as always, and very much thank you for
Always good to see you, man.
Nice
Thank you so
too.
much.
Thank you.
Poisonrana.